It has come to my attention that people don't know how to optimize their gear on champions, and I needed to break this topic down in a new and different way, so I figured that all out for you today. I'm excited about it. You'll have to let me know what you think. Let's jump right in. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing this morning? I would like to start the video by seeing what place I got in Platinum Arena. Okay, great. I couldn't sleep last night, so I decided to push Plat, and I imagine I'm somewhere down near the bottom, but we did get a finish, and that is pretty awesome. 289! Actually, that might be my highest finish so far. That is shocking. I must have won a defensive battle to keep me in at that number. 289. Let's go. Dude, I'm just so excited about that. That's amazing. Okay, anyway, can I rant for just like 2 seconds about how unreasonable these ridiculous badges are? Earning first in Platinum 5 times? Back-to-back first place? Those are literally the stupidest things I've ever heard of in my entire life. Can we not get an actual badge for... Well, number one, why are these bronze colored instead of platinum colored? Number one. And number two, can we not get, like, finish in Plat 5 times instead of finish first in Plat? That's just absolute nonsense. So anyway, let's jump in here. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on in the game as per usual. Make sure you're checking your soul merchant. I think that's a valuable part of this process, because if you can't get the stats that you want, increase your blessing on the most important champions on your account. Okay, with that being said, let's jump in here and talk about Sun Wukong. Okay? Now, this is my current Sun Wukong build for the Odin dungeon or PvE content anytime I want him fast. Now, I also had a lot of accuracy because we needed it for that dungeon. That's not the important part about this build, but I did want to just show it for context. Okay, with that being said, who's the best nuker on your account? I guarantee you it is probably Sun Wukong. Unless you have a very robust roster, the best nuker on your account is Sun Wukong. It is. Period. So, let's talk about gear scaling and how you can do this on your account. So, when you start the game, let's say that you wanted to, like, get a reasonable build on somebody, okay? Here is where we should be in terms of that type of a build. And I'm gonna equip this here so that you can see each of the individual pieces of gear. And I want to use this as a comparison going forward on how to build your champions. So stick around, because this does apply to you. Even if this gear doesn't apply to you yet, this conversation applies to you. So, what kind of stats do we have for, like, our first build on a champion? Number one, this is an attack-based damage dealer, and their damage is based on attack. So that means that when I am building this champion, I want to be focused on attack, 100% crit rate, and crit damage. The next stat that you want to get after that would be speed. Okay, and I will, in a moment, I will pause, flip over to my free-to-play account, and show you the build on Sun Wukong over there, because this is like hand-picked, best quality gear that I have left over that is 5-star, right? So I want to show you firsthand what this looks like on an earlier game account, so I will do that in just a moment. For now, just take a look at what pieces I'm using in order to get here. Crit damage gloves that have crit rate. It'd be nice if they had speed also. It'd be nice if they had attack percentage also. attack percentage chest, usually with crit rate, hopefully with crit damage, sometimes with speed. Speed boots with crit rate, sometimes with crit damage, sometimes with attack percentage. If you're lucky on the Ascension, you would have attack percentage or speed. And then all of those same type of substats again on each of these pieces of gear. Now, all of this adds up to the build, okay? I have no blessing on here, so if you do have a blessing and you don't have the upgrades in your Great Hall, then you would probably be at a similar amount of stats, okay? I do have an extra 159 because of Faction Guardians. That's important. I do have the 317 from the affinity bonuses, and really important to stay in gold 5 so we get the classic arena bonus. All of those things add up to getting my attack stat. And then same thing over here with crit damage. I have 25% on the crit damage. Now, I can get similar stats to this on my free-to-play account even without all of these extra things. So let's flip over and see what that looks like. Oh, we finished in gold 1 for the first time. Let's go. Free to play. First gold chest. Actual usable gear? Probably not, but that's okay. And then, yeah, bronze 1, which is fine. The gold bars are great. And then maybe tomorrow we'll try to get up to 1,000 so we can get that energy for clan versus clan. That is not the point of this. Okay, Plarium, let me play the game, please. Over here, we have our Sun Wukong build. Now, this is not going to have the same amount of accuracy because I don't have a banner yet. But once I have a banner, will it have accuracy on it? Yes. So that will go up to about the same amount, okay? Now, because I don't have him fully leveled up yet, it's not going to be quite those same amount of stats. We have 3,000 attack and 200% crit damage, and I'm using Curado's aura to kind of get there right now, but eventually it will be similar, okay? And this is super crappy gear. Maybe a better portrayal of this would be Curado's build, because he does have the better gear, and you can see 4,000 attack, basically 100% crit damage, and then I don't have a crit damage amulet yet. So, actually, let's double check and make sure that that's true. I do have one. Okay, great. So, eventually, I will level that up, and see what we can do with that. That'll be a nice boost to his speed. I think the reason why I'm not using it is because that messes up my speed tune for everything. It would put him ahead of Ugo. But anyway, you can see we were able to get these same type of stats on the free-to-play, okay? And we will definitely be leveling up Rhodos. That's pretty exciting. So the free-to-play is coming right along. Let's jump back to the main account so you can see the rest of the progression. All right, so back on the main account, let's take a look at that Sun Wukong again and get our minds back on this spot, okay? So now, once you have done that, then where do you go from there? After you have your 5-star build, and that can be a mixture of whatever gear that you have, as you saw on my free-to-play, then you want to try to focus on upgrading all of your gear or more of your gear to 6-star gear, okay? And that can be artifacts as well, or not, okay? But just adding an offense set here, as well as some 6-star gear, got me almost 1,000 more attack and 40 more crit damage. Just because I'm using 6-star gear. And the difference between 6-star gear and 5-star gear is so immense. That's why I always say in my gear levels video and in conversations like this, you should try to sell all your 5-star gear as quickly as possible, because then you're going to be using the 6-star gear, and man, it makes such a huge difference. So anyway, I'll try to link the gear levels video at the end here. That is one of the best pieces of content I think I've ever made. Then you want to focus on trying to get 6-star accessories, which oftentimes comes later, but not always. Okay, so if I get the accessories in here, now you can see that I'm gaining even more of an advantage, right? I'm even building up my stats even more. And depending on what you want to do with Sun Wukong, you might want accuracy, you might not. After that, you are going to then try to build your first Savage set or Lethal set. If you don't have either of those, sometimes you try to make do with Cruel. But this in here is going to seem like night and day. If you don't have Savage on your champions yet, you are missing out on this ignoring 25% of their defense. It is such a huge difference. I can't even express in words how big of a difference it is. But you want to be using these type of sets. You don't typically want to be using Slayer. The majority of the time, it's the wrong decision. I mean, if it's your only option, then use it. But most of the time, you'd want to be in... You want to be in Savage, you want to be in Lethal, and then we're going to get to Merciless as well, okay? After that, what you want to focus on is ascending the gear. So you can see here, these have defense percent, in case you were curious. That has nothing to do with this build, all right? But once you start ascending the gear, then you can start getting even better numbers. And yes, on specific champions, you should be ascending the top row. But most of the time, what you want to focus on is just ascending the boots, the chest, and the gauntlets. And you can see that I'm using broken sets, which is very common in order to get these stats. We want attack percentage with attack percentage, but also with crit rate as a substat. We want crit damage with crit damage, but also with speed, attack, and crit rate. I have used these lifesteal gloves on so many champions, it's crazy. Like, this is on my +4 fully ascended Candrafon right now. They're really good gloves, but just because they're epic and lifesteal, some people would sell this. I don't think that that is correct. Now, you also want to do this same type of thing with your accessories. With your accessories, you want to ascend your attack ring that has attack percentage on it. You want to ascend your crit damage amulet that has crit damage and attack on it. And then eventually you want to ascend your banner as well. And this way you'll be able to get the attack that you want or your accuracy that you want. And eventually as well, you'll be able to do the attack banner with the attack ascension. We have a double attack roll, a big healthy glyph. Glyphs are a huge part of this as well. Glyphing out your gear is going to be a huge part of this. So now, with this level of gear, we're up to 6,500 attack, 292 crit damage. This does include masteries, but this is an unascended Sun Wukong. If, and maybe I'll just save this as a global preset here. If I was to put this same build on the other Sun Wukong, then what I would be able to do is get even better stats. Because I would be taking that ascension and getting more stats out of it. Was this the, no, okay, I was like, that is not the right set of accessories. It should be this one. So we got now 7,300 attack and 340 crit damage, while still preserving a little bit of accuracy. So that should be the progression for you. You want to save up and get the blessings from the shop, basically the blessings shop, and you want to invest in specific pieces of gear to make these builds better. last but not least, I think that I do have a merciless set that we can try on. Yes, okay, very good. Now, whenever you're going to upgrade that and you want to try to do merciless, that is the best case scenario, and you want to try to do merciless with 6 pieces. 6-piece merciless if possible. And then if you can get to 7, then that would be great also. Let's see here. Yes, this one. So that would give us some more speed as well. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you can get to 8 or 9, by all means. But oftentimes you're not going to have the gear to make the stats as good as you want them to be. But with Merciless, we're able to get to 8,000 attack, 346 crit damage, and 224 speed. So that is the progression of your gear step by step. And you can apply that to basically any attack-based champion and just use it as a template. Now, the last thing I want to do is I leveled up a second Yakarl just for you guys so that we could see this in action, okay? So here's the last part of the puzzle, okay? I want to find some brand new crit damage gauntlets. And let's say in an ideal world, they have all of these stats, but I might have to just pick 2 of them. So I have these gauntlets that I just got from Dragon this morning. I was trying to optimize my Dragon team. And I have a very nice roll here with double crit rate and attack percentage. Then I'm going to test and see what ascension I get. I got attack percentage, so that's very nice. I will definitely keep that. Most of the time, you're not going to get attack percentage. So let me just try to roll another one here that is very similar so you can see what happens most of the time. We get flat HP. So actually, I'm going to use these ones. Let's see if I can hit crit rate or attack percentage again. I'm a beast like that. Okay, so let's go into the fitting room because some of you are not using the fitting room yet. I like to start with the gauntlets because that sort of tells me where I'm going with the build. Did I get a crit rate roll on here? Because if not, I'm going to have a lot of crit rate to make up in my other pieces, okay? I think also it's probably relevant to start with some accessories as well. This is insane. That's probably healthy. Okay. And then we'll do this one, okay? Let's level that up to 16. Let's go ahead and ascend it. What we're looking for is crit damage. Dude, I'm so good at this. Okay, a little bit too good. So let's use a different crit damage amulet so I can make my point. That one, man, that's ridiculous. Okay, so let's say you got this one. Don't look at that champion, it will make you mad. And then we're probably going to need an accuracy banner because we want him to land our things. Okay, let's see. Okay, this one is not the best, but this will work. And then we're going to see, what did we get here? We got flat HP. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm trying to do for the video. The next thing you're going to do is, because he's an attack-based damage dealer, you're going to go attack percentage and then crit rate. And then you're going to look and see, well, what do I have? Okay, well, I have a 5-star merciless quad HP for some reason. Let me scoot myself over just a little bit. Hopefully I wasn't blocking too much during the video, but harass me in the comments if I was. So this is perfect because this quad HP can be literally anything, and we got a flat stat there. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is look for speed boots with crit rate on them. And let's go ahead and just use these ones because I think that that's a great example. And then I will look for crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, like all of them if possible, okay, in Savage. So I have some ridiculous ones. I think we'll probably end up going with this one. But maybe it would be better to use this one to make my point. So we'll try that. And then the helmet, we don't have that. So we have to make a decision. So on the helmet, we will probably need to choose either attack percentage or speed or crit damage. We'll have to choose one. Okay, so this one, maybe this one will do. Maybe we'll hit it here. Flat attack, that is fine. That is acceptable. Okay, perfect. And then on the shield is oftentimes where I make up the remaining crit rate. What am I doing here? Where is the... Oh, right there. Okay, cool. So you can priority by crit rate, and that will show you how much crit rate you have. Perfect, because he doesn't have masteries, so I'm going to 95%. But if he did have masteries, just remember, you can come in and you can try to use a Slayer accessory to get that last piece of crit rate that you're looking for. Alright, so we have our initial build here. We got decent stats, 5200 attack, 241 crit damage. We did a lot of things that I was talking about in the video in terms of our gear progression. So what do we do with this from here? Because this champion is so important to us, we know that we want to upgrade his gear. So there are a couple ways that we can do that, okay? Number one, we can improve the accessories, whether that is Slayer or Merciless or even Pinpoint. Pinpoint is a cheat. Pinpoint is a cheat. And you will be able to do things you shouldn't be able to do if you use Pinpoint gear. It's crazy. So we'll use this one. This is terrible. But it's already there. It's already leveled. And then crit damage over here as well, which do we have one? Yes. Okay. So this one I've already invested in. Maybe we'll throw this one on here. So with the Pinpoint, it adds more speed. That's what it does. It adds more speed. So if you just want an easy boost to your speed and accuracy, then using the Pinpoint is the way to go. It is so powerful. But all of these other specialty accessories can help improve your builds. For now, I just want to leave it as is. So the first thing you want to do whenever you have your oil and your extract is you want to test all of the pieces in your build. And then when you get the good rolls, then you can go ahead and level them up. I am saving this for a mission, so I'm not going to do that. But this is a ring that would be worth investing in. This is on one of my best champions, and I want to make the build as good as I can possibly get it. On the amulet, I don't have the right ascension here. So I'm going to farm Chaos Powder so that I can change this from attack to crit damage, which I will do now. Okay, we got defense. So then, with my extra energy, I would go back and farm more dust until I can either switch this to crit damage or I can find another amulet that's going to get me that crit damage. This one is particularly good. So I will probably actually farm the dust for this. Over on the banner, on the shield, we have attack, so we can do that one. On the helmet, we would want to switch that to attack. And on the weapon, we would want to switch that to attack. But the most important things are the ascensions on the gloves and the chest. Like, can I flip this to attack percentage? Can I flip this to either crit damage or attack percentage. Crit rate can also be good, but then you're just like trying to make up that crit rate in the other pieces of gear, like change the crit rate to attack percentage, so it doesn't always work out. But basically, you want to go in and optimize each piece of gear individually. And that's how you get to these builds that have all of the, you know, stuff that you want on it. Like, for example, here's an easy comparison, right? So I have Savage. They're all fully upgraded. And just with the gear, I'm adding 1,500 attack and 30 crit damage. So that's a pretty easy upgrade, but it takes time. It takes energy. It takes effort because you have to like go out of your way to optimize the build. And then later on, what you can do also is say, okay, well, I have crit rate, I have crit damage, but can I also get speed? So if I go speed, crit rate, crit damage, the game has been pretty laggy. Can I find that? Yes, I can. Is that going to mess up my build? Yeah, because I don't have quite the amount of crit rate that I need. So maybe I'm going to look at some of the other pieces on my account and see, can I optimize it? Yes or no? Yes or no? Here's one. We could easily do this one. And it has attack on it, so I haven't optimized the Terrace build. I guess I must have forgot about that. So right there, I've added speed alongside the crit rate and crit damage. And all it took was a little bit of effort and remembering, oh yeah, I'm still looking for the right shield for him, right? And this would be a definite upgrade. Would be a definite upgrade. So we have the Yakarl build. Hopefully this has been really helpful. Yakarl's amazing. Sun Wukong's amazing. Both of those are free champions that you can use on your account. I'm not going to show off the damage in action, but this is really a locked in, focused, detailed breakdown of how you can build your champions and optimize the builds to the best possible on your account. That'll do it for me here today. Make sure you hit the like button. Tell me all about it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.